Hello, this is Mr. Sage from Waco High School, and today I'm going to be helping you with Tuba Etude 2 for the middle school region auditions. Before I even start, I am going to do a quick run of this. Before I even start, you'll notice we've cut out the beginning of the piece, so that whenever you first start this, it might feel a little bit strange, it might sound a little strange. Trust yourself on it, and reference my recording. This should hopefully help you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready? So yeah, just a strange feeling etude overall. Some things to note. The single biggest thing that I'm finding hard, that I had to make sure I double checked several times, was measures 12 to 13. First of all, the ending of measure 12, that beat 3, you're going to have a tendency where you want that to be longer than it is. It is not a long note. It's not a fermata. You should not be holding that note very long. It's just one beat. As soon as you get to measure 13, the very next beat, you're playing the same note, but you have to re-articulate it, and you have to play it much, much softer. So just be very, very careful for that transition. I'm going to play that just a couple times so you get used to it. Starting at measure 12. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready. Technically, I should have been louder at measure 12. Let me do that again. 1, ready, go. Drop down is incredibly important because if you don't drop down, you're not going to be able to crescendo back up like it's written. So as I'm playing this, the biggest things I'm paying attention to as a judge, first of all, is your tempo steady and your note lengths correct? A lot of these ties are very easy to get mixed up on, so make sure you can count it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1. All of that counting is incredibly important, and your ability to keep time is incredibly important. So make sure you practice this with a metronome. Beyond that, obviously correct notes are very, very important. Correct articulations are really the big step that sets students apart from each other at the middle school level. And I'm going to be honest with you, especially in the tuba room, I'd say probably less than 25% of students typically are actually putting in the dynamics that are written. So if you just go put in that extra 10% to put in those dynamics, you're already going to be in the top echelons of people who are trying out. So really just make sure you take the time. It's not crazy hard, but you do need to make sure you're paying attention to it. Other than that transition from 12 to 13, there's nothing specifically giving me a hard time on this. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it with you one more time, and we'll wrap up there. Here we go, from measure 5. I'm gonna try to do even more on the dynamics for myself. I'm gonna start quieter, and I'm gonna end up louder. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready. The only thing that's my last comment before I go, make sure that last note you don't hold out too long, but you also don't play too short. We want a nice full-length quarter note that sounds great on beat 1, but there's no fermata, so don't hold it out for a long time like it's a big long ending. It's just dee da da da, and let it go. I have one more last comment, which is this is designed to be your more lyrical etude. This is the one where you show off how good you can sound and how pretty of a sound you can make. So make sure as you're doing this, yes, get all the details right, get the dynamics in there, but focus on really keeping everything smooth and getting the best possible tuba tone you can. Because someone who's not putting in the right air and getting the right tone is definitely not going to have a very good chance at making the ensemble. With that being said, this has been Mr. Sage from Waco High School. Happy practicing.